Hey everybody, my name is Mar, which literally translates to sea as in ocean. That's just a colorful fact about me. I'm not gonna say anything else about me. I'm just gonna, throw out some random lectures and takes have been having since I am a psychology student. Um, it's my last year, so and I'm not just a psychology student. I'm also a really mental struggling human being. I've been having all the struggles uh, a person from middle class can have, in this era, like eating disorders, addictions, alcoholism, depression, of course, and social isolation. So now I'm also writing articles, and I have this current take I want to share with you all. And also practice a little bit of my English, because why not? I have no one to talk in English. So this article I wrote, it's called On the Distance Between the Human and Its Body. It's based on some experiences, some diseases, you can say, or maybe disorders I've been having this last decade. First, I had anorexia. I no longer have anorexia, you can tell, but then, you know, I never really recovered from that. I just transitioned to something else that was also related to my mouth and consumption, which was drug addiction. Yes, much more fun than just not eating, but also much more harder to give up later. And this is something a little bit more personal, but then I want to talk about, a general phenomenon that is currently happening in our generation, but not only our generation as in Gen Z or Gen X or whatever, as in what we are all generations at this exact moment going through. I feel like, you're probably aware that young people are having less and less sexual intercourse. Yeah, we have all this liberty, all this freedom about sex and about sexual identity, but then we are so fucking asexual. Like, we can have it all, but then we don't feel like having it all. So that's already a social phenomenon that I feel speaks about an individual phenomenon, which is this distance, this dissociation between ourselves, ourselves as in subjects. I don't know if the word subject is okay. I'm sorry. I feel I mean individual. The distance or the dissociation between the individual and between its body. Like, how can we have sex with other bodies, like being close to other bodies, if we are not even really the owners of our own bodies, if we are not really connected to our own bodies? How can we fucking interact with other bodies when we are not interacting properly with our own bodies? Why do I say we are not interacting with our own bodies? Why do I say there's a distance? Well, uh, primary, because uh, all these current anxiety disorders are really just a way of our bodies manifesting that they are not properly taken care of. Our bodies are all the time suffocated and without control and without measure. We have lost colonialism. We have lost control. We have lost power, and our bodies, they are suffering from that too. They are not enjoying the independence of the individual, the mind, the spirit, whatever you want to call it. They are not enjoying this emancipation. They are actually, our bodies, they are suffering from it, because if we distance ourselves from our bodies, then our bodies, they are a fucking mess. That's why we have anxiety disorders, panic attacks. But also, that's like a pretty colorful manifestation, because it's really obvious. It's a body that cannot behave himself, that cannot control itself, that is hyperventilating because of the lack of domain, the lack of a head, as in like an enterprise without a fucking CEO. Like, they all go crazy all of the sudden, maybe eventually. But let's not use this example that is so obvious. I think about other problems that show this distance between body and individual or mind or whatever. I think about consumption. I think about abuse of substance abuse, alcoholism, drug addiction. We are consuming compulsively. We are not consuming in a balanced way. We are not consuming for our well-being, neither for satisfaction even. We are consuming because that's all we have learned to do with our bodies. So we are literally just consuming food all the time. Maybe we are not hungry anymore and we keep eating. We are consuming media without a limit. We have not achieved a limit between our lives and what is happening on the phone. So that's really mixed up, and we have no we stopped experiencing the world through our bodies, and we are now experiencing the reality of our lives, of the world, through the fucking phones, or yeah, the fucking screens. So we have a level of consumption that is generally distanced from the body and from the actual experience of life. I am not even reading what I wrote in my article, but because I fucking forgot. But then I I remember I said something about we construct ourselves as an individual when we are kids through the body and through the experience. That's like the basic elemental psychology. We uh, acknowledge the world through the experience, through the empirism, through the action, and the effective interaction with our bodies as a medium. But now we are currently just skipping the body part, and we are just experiencing life through the lenses of social media and social ideals and social interactions. And then when we try to think about it, we realize we haven't had a single experience in like months, maybe Lucky you if you are aware to use your body. We actually can reconnect eventually, but I'm doing an analysis of the current situation. Okay, so consumption. I'm not only talking about constantly consuming media or whatever, which is actually a really good example, because not only we have no control of what we ingest, but also that really shows we are ingesting not through the body anymore. So we are not experiencing life through the body, through the senses, the perception, images, whatever, sounds. These, I forgot how we say tact. I don't know. And then we have also consumption as a addiction problem, as a abuse, substance abuse. Well, substance abuse is a really good example of compulsiveness, compulsive behavior taken to the extreme, where we cannot stop from doing something that we also already realize that uh, we are not liking it anymore. We don't like when you start taking drugs at first, you really enjoy it, like it's really good, feels amazing, super fun. But then, unless you don't have an addictive personality, which is already, as I said, a phenomenon in the general public, which is not something strange. Anyone can have an addictive personality now because of the society of consumption, and the habits we are actually embracing all the time, not only with drugs. So you have an addictive personality, and you find yourself not that you find yourself not having the capacity to stop. You already realize that you are not finding pleasure in drugs. You are just taking it and taking it. Let's take alcohol, which is a drug that you can find everywhere, and it's legal. And I don't know about you all, but when I start drinking, I can't stop. I mean, I've been sober for 3 months now. Carlos! Sorry, my cat. He's messing with my fucking textbook. I can't stop drinking whenever I start. And I know that because I can drink like without stop. And I had the same problem with weed also, which is like so pusillanimous, because I mean, you can't stop smoking weed. Like, yeah, I cannot. If I fucking buy weed, I will fucking smoke it. I won't be able to, dosificate. No, I will smoke it instantly, like from the morning till the evening. So yes, drug addiction is also another example of having lost control of the body, because your body is literally all the time asking you to continue to consume this substance you have fallen in love with, you can say. And you are lost. You, as a subject, as an individual, as a mind, as a spirit, you are lost. There's just your body compulsively consuming something that is actually pushing you as an individual really far away, because you get really fucked up, you get super drunk or super high, and you're not even yourself. Like, you're not your consciousness. If we think an individual is kind of like its consciousness, I mean, psychoanalysis doesn't say the same thing, but if we agree that consciousness is the individual, and drugs fuck up your consciousness, then you're fucking up your individualness, and you are just being a body that can't stop acting the same way, even though it's not feeling pleasure anymore. It's like what in psychoanalysis we call jouissance. Jouissance is like, it's not pleasure, it's not joy, it's The death drive is like the compulsiveness of finding something that is apparently pleasant, but that is not actually pleasant anymore. It's all actually causing more suffering. So drug addiction is really, I feel like, the paradigmatical. I don't know if that's a word. I'm sorry. Drug addiction is really the paradigm of this phenomenon that is social but also individual. You know. So yeah, drug addiction. What else? I'm running out of time, and I have no solutions. But yeah, that's a take I'm having. Um, so we are not experiencing life through our bodies anymore. We are currently suffering from different types of conduct, behavioral issues that are and emotional issues like anxiety disorders that are really related to this distance I found between ourselves and our bodies. This distance that is translated to the loss of control. Basically, you cannot just control yourself. You cannot even pick up when you wake up. You continue to sleep. You cannot choose when to sleep. Actually, you cannot. You go to bed, but you keep hours and hours and hours and hours with your phone, and you cannot control when you stop eating or when you stop doing exercise. You cannot control your emotions. You cannot control your breath. So your breath, yeah. So you have these panic attacks. You cannot explain yourself why they are happening. If you are not unsafe, actually, then why are you feeling so unsafe? Well, that's because your fucking body is not responding to you. It's acting by itself because you and your body are dissociated. Eating disorders are the same thing. Bulimia, I mean, the compulsiveness of throwing up, of vomiting, because of the earlier compulsive behavior of not being able to stop eating, the compulsiveness of eating. So, yeah, you cannot stop. You can't stop eating. You can't stop throwing up. You can't stop consuming drugs. You can't stop using your phone. You can't go out without being you maybe you don't go out at all during the day, maybe um, because of this lack of control of the body, which is like similar also in depression. In depression you have a kind of lost control of the body, and then you find control in things that are fucked up, like stopping eating, for example.